Hello everyone! Today's video is all about puffy skirts. I personally feel like skirts are often overshadowed by all of the OPs and JSKs in lolita fashion, and I want to change that. A beautiful puffy skirt can completely elevate your personal style. Whether you are starting your lolita journey or you've been in lolita fashion for many years, skirts are one of the most versatile pieces you can own. I'm currently in a bit of a strange phase in my own lolita journey. I haven't felt like dressing up lately. Maybe it's the stress, maybe it's the heat, but I'm still really in love with EGL. It can be just burnout, but I can't let go of this fashion. So to shake up things a little, I've been experimenting with mixing some of my everyday normie clothes into my coords. So let's create some coords by mixing lolita pieces with everyday clothes, because I believe with a simple skirt you can make infinite amount of coords. I will feature some beginner-friendly coords, 2 casual ones, and maybe one advanced one. So no matter where you are in your lolita journey, there will be something for you. And if you are just starting in this fashion, all you need is a skirt. I recommend a skirt with one primary color. For me it's black, but it can be either red, pink or blue, whichever color you prefer. A simple skirt gives you so many coord possibilities, and it's easy to mix and match with pieces you probably already have in your wardrobe. I will be using this skirt from 42 Lolita. It's the 50 cm version. If you like, you can use my affiliate code at the checkout to get a little off your order. So let's work with what you have. I'm sure if you are human who wears clothes, you would definitely own some t-shirts. I will use this striped t-shirt as an example. And as you put the skirt on and your petty, it's already looking Lolita-ish. Since this is a beginner's coord, I assume you don't own a headpiece, so let's use a simple headband to complete this coord. I will be using a white headband since it goes well with the striped t-shirt. For my legs, I'm wearing simple knee-high socks that I bought locally, but you can wear tights if that's all you have. And there you go, you have your first coord. It's more of a simple coord. Some might call this casual or old school. You can also use this coord as your base and build it up from here. You can add a brooch to the shirt, add some accessories, or include any little details that match your personal style. You can also spice up your plain t-shirt with a detachable collar. Unfortunately, I don't have a perfect example to show you, but this one works well enough to give you the idea. That said, because of the red heart button, I'd pair it with a different headpiece and socks with more frilly lace. That way the red heart feels more intentional and the overall coord looks more complete and balanced. But yeah, this coord would work great for a hot summer day, and it's comfy. You can also change the basic t-shirt to a band tee and you are ready to go to a concert. Let's say you are starting your lolita journey in winter. You can do the same with a hoodie. I have this hoodie with some chain that I bought maybe 10 years ago. It's a very old hoodie. It had some hearts on the ends of the chain, but I cut them off since I didn't want to be cute and childish back then. So let's make a coord with this hoodie.
Yeah, but Lolita is such an elegant fashion. Why would I wear a hoodie?
Angelic Pretty produces hoodies and hoodie dresses, so you can wear a hoodie too. Since this hoodie has a chain instead of a string, I will finish off the look with my spiky head bow or spiky headpiece. Either works. If you are into sweet Lolita, you can add bow hair clips to your drawstring and make your hoodie more sweeter. These two cords are also great if you are trying to ease the people around you to Lolita fashion. Most people might get choked if you show up suddenly looking like a cupcake, Victorian doll, or a nun. But by incorporating the clothes you already wear into your Lolita cords, this style can feel less intimidating. I feel like it makes the transition into wearing Lolita a little more gradual, so it won't feel quite as shocking when you eventually show up in a full cord. Let's move to the next cord. If you are already into any kind of fashion, whether you are into golf, kawaii fashion, punk, or something completely different, you can absolutely incorporate elements of your existing style into your Lolita cords. Take a look at this outfit. It looks like I'm ready for a night out at the golf club, right? Now watch me change my skirt into a poofy one, and just like that, I'm ready for a morning tea party. Actually, this cord might be a bit too casual for a tea party, but you get my point. I only changed the bottom half of the outfit. The blouse is from Spiral Direct, and just like the hoodie from the previous cord, I bought it long before I got into EGL. And since the blouse has red on it, I added a red headband to my head. I will show you some more examples. Last month I wore this beautiful cord to a museum. Would you consider this cord as casual or gothic? Personally, I would call it a gothic cord, mainly because of the shirt. I love the corset detail on the back. I found this shirt in a thrift store for under €5. It just goes to show you that you don't need to spend a fortune to put together a great cord. Same goes for this outfit. I have a poofy red plaid skirt. All I need is to switch up the bottom half, and instantly I have a Lolita cord. Here is some more examples. I wore this in a normie way and in a Lolita way. And here I am wearing a gothic lacy top from Gothicana, which is a not Japanese brand. But you get my point. For the fourth cord, let's do something hot. For a hot summer day. And what can be hotter than bare shoulders? That's right.
Oh my god, shoulders! I could never.
But why not?
Apparently it's only right when the brand does it?
Well, do you think Angelic Pretty didn't release tank tops before? Of course they did. So you can wear a tank top too. It doesn't have to be a tank top from a brand, a basic one works too. And if you are not satisfied with a plain tank top, you can easily customize it, add some bow or a charm to the neckline, sew on some lace, or just like with the hoodie, you can add some hair clips to the straps. For the headpiece, I'm once again using this simple ribbon headband. But if you are really not comfortable showing your shoulders, you can always add a lacy bolero. I recently made this. Here is a similar cord with a bolero. Instead of black and white striped shirt, I used red and black striped one. And as for that lace bolero, I got it at the thrift store for just €1. It was actually a lacy shirt. I cut the fabric off, made an opening in the front, and turned it into a bolero. Alright, so far we only used everyday normie clothes for our tops, but to wrap this up, let's style the skirt with a Japanese brand top. I got this one recently at a fashion second-hand event. The moment I saw it, I knew it, I had to have it. It's actually size XL, and it fits my bust very well, so I guess my bust is XL. But I did make one small alteration. I added some elastic to the sleeves. They were a bit too big for me, and I didn't like the way the sleeves were laying on my body. Just as the previous coords, we are keeping the same skirt for the bottom half, and for the headpiece I will use this black headband. I'm not sure if I want to add a black rosary to the blouse. I could, but I want the asymmetrical top to stand out. So no necklace. But I can't have a bare neck, so I will add this lace choker to my neck. And ta-da! Here is the final coord. If you are a veteran Lolita, you must already own plenty of blouses. And with a skirt, your blouses can shine more, instead of always hiding under your frilly JSKs. So for my conclusion, just get a puffy skirt. The rest you will figure out. I hope I managed to inspire you today. If you are just starting out, it's okay, you got this. And if you are experienced Lolita and you are feeling uninspired by your dresses, try looking to the other side of your closet. You might be surprised by how many of your normie clothes you can incorporate into your Lolita coords. Most everyday clothes will work with your coords. The main exception I can think of is very short crop tops that would leave a gap between your top and the skirt. Obviously long dresses won't work unless you alter them, but short dresses might actually work. This spiky top was originally a dress. Here you can see I wore it under my skirt. Since the skirt is longer than the dress, no one could tell it was a dress. But I ended up cutting it into a top later on, but it worked perfectly either way. Fun story, for my first ever brand JSK, I didn't own any proper Lolita blouses, so I wore a basic normie blouse and I went out like that. I think we went to the aquarium that day. You could call this an Ita moment, but I didn't care. I just really wanted to wear that dress, and I was happy. I personally really dislike when people say that they cringe or are too embarrassed of their old or first coords. That also goes for the normies, since most of them follow trends and the trends get out of style really fast. Suddenly they really dislike their old clothing pieces, even though last year it was the hot thing. But I know back in the day you thought you were so cool rocking that outfit. If you are just a beginner or a veteran in your fashion journey, don't hate on your outfits, especially your old ones. If you are having negative feelings towards your old outfits, don't. Every coord you made helped you develop your personal style. Without them, you wouldn't be where you are today in your fashion journey. Remember, to be Ita is to be free. So don't be afraid to experiment. At the end of the day, it's just clothes. Yes, some coords might look better than the others, and that's okay. Not every coord has to be a 10 out of 10. Sometimes you just need a simple coord to go to a grocery store, run some errands, or have a little whimsy in your life. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, and bye bye!